Good afternoon. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how to really start this off, okay? This is going to be my first post on my spiritual page. I do have a personal page that I do like blogs and stuff on, but honestly, like for the last couple of months, like Spirit's just been telling me like I need to make like a separate page that talks it's more about like spirituality and the things that other people might need to hear on like starting off their spiritual journeys and things and stuff like that. And to be honest, I started the page, never made a post. Okay, so just diving right in, no intro, no none of that, because I'm just gonna get over this fear, and whatever it is that Spirit wants me to say, I'm just gonna say it, okay? Because starting off your spiritual journey is a lot, okay? It's a lot. And you can see right here, I have my Ikofa, in Ifa, Taria, Lukumi, whatever you want to call it, okay? I have my Ikofa, me and my children, okay? Where's my thing at? Bia, there we go, okay. And my Ire, you know, Rumila, my Leke, my Koyare, Rumila, okay, we're gonna look on me. So basically, yeah, okay. Here's my whole spiel, because a couple of years ago, I had originally got my hand and stuff done from my old padrino. I'm not gonna drop any names or anything, but a lot of my stuff was not done correctly. And then like a year after I got my hand originally, I got scratched and palo, which also was not done correctly. So I ended up switching elays. I ended up finding a whole new padrino. Shout out to my padrino, going on my side. If you watch YouTube and you watch these types of podcasts and shows and stuff, whatever videos, if you go under Joseph Baba Ifa's page where he does the I Roots podcast, you'll see he did an interview with my padrino, Michael Porter, Babo Goramasa, and so that's actually how I linked in and founding my new padrino, you know what I'm saying? And so this past May, I got my kids' stuff done, and during their ceremony, because I had to bring my stuff too, I remember said that all of my things needed to be redone. So I had to re-get my hand, which actually wasn't a bad thing, because I actually got to do it with my children. And I think it made my youngest daughter feel a lot more comfortable, because I went first, and then my oldest, and then she went. I guess just me being there with her, like, her seeing me go through the process was a little bit, you know, easier and stuff on her than if they just would have done it by themselves. So I am kind of glad about that I did get to get mine redone with them. It was a very special moment and stuff, especially for a parent, you know, because my oldest is 16, my youngest is 5. I have a son that's in between them, but I lost him when he was 11 days old, so he would have been 7 this year. So even going through that type of loss or whatever, like I just needed my kids to have this protection over them, you know, to have the protection of their guardians, to know who their guardian angels are, you know. And Ifa, we call them our Herorishas. We are all Olo Batala. And so I just needed them to know who their guardians were. I needed to know their destiny. I needed to know their ita, so I could know, like, as their parent, you know, how to properly raise them and keep them on their path, and what is their path and their purpose, so that way my kids aren't growing up trying to figure out, like, what is my purpose in life? What am I here for? Like, they already know. And so that way also too, for me as a parent, because they say there's no book on parenting, but if you were in Ifa, you get a whole book on parenting, okay? Like, you get to know who your child's guardian angel is, not just that they have one, because short background check, I grew up Christian AME in the South Carolina, okay? So, you know, in Christianity, they just tell you that we have guardian angels, but they don't tell you who it is and how to connect with them. But Ifa gives you that type of knowledge or whatever. It lets you know who your guardian angel is, or your Harisha, the things that they like, how to appease them, how to talk to them, how to listen to them. Also, too, that you were born with your first mind, your higher self, your Ori, and that is the first that you are born with. And so also how to be in more alignment with your Ori, so then you are aligned with the divine, because your Ori is basically like a cell phone, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like a spirit wants to call you through your Ori. What's up, what you doing, da, 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 don't go over here, blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying? Like when you be like, oh, something told me, or you know, you get an inkling or a feeling or whatever, you're like, oh man, something told me not to go over here, something told me that is your Ori. For the first part of you, that is your Ori. Before you even know who your guardians are, that is your Ori. And then once you find out, like, you know, who your guardian and stuff is, then you can kind of build that relationship with them and have that knowing the difference between yourself, your Ori, and then also when your guardian is speaking to you, or if any other Orishas want to come out and speak to you. But I'm getting too far in. So basically, I got all mine redone, right? And so I'm also having to get my scratch ceremony and stuff redone, which is cool because the people that's going to do it is more like on their shit than the other people I was dealing with. So everything worked out as it was supposed to. You know, as we say in Ifa, there's no coincidences in Ifa. You know what I'm saying? Everything's destined. Everything's destined to happen for a reason. So, child, listen, just starting off your spiritual journey itself, for me personally, was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot of good. It was a lot of bad. I was going through, like, and still am, going through, like, a lot of different trials and tribulations and things like that. Mostly family issues, you know what I'm saying? And personally, for me, one of the biggest things that I go through is a lot of enemies. A lot of enemies, not just because I'm doing things to people or I'm bothering people. To be honest, I am a homebody, okay? I go to work, I come home, me and my kids be chilling. But just because sometimes certain people are, you know, our light shines very bright, and a lot of people are attracted to our light, which, you know, the light can attract beautiful people to bring them into Ifa and understanding a little bit more of the spiritual backgrounds and everything like that. But also too, it can attract moths and roaches. Okay, so personally for me, my first Odu was Ogunamasa. That's actually how I met my new parino. And then when I got everything done, my Odu switched to Otrupon Ogunda. Still Ogunda, okay? Don't get it twisted, still Ogunda. But each one spoke of enemies. Now mine mostly speaks of a lot of enemies with women. And my biggest enemy turns out to be my mother. Right, the person who's supposed to be nurturing me, caring for me, you know, you grew me in your stomach and everything, you're supposed to love me, has been throwing brujeria at me. And let me get this straight to y'all too, because I watch a lot of different people online, readers, talkers, whatever, and there's a big misconception of the difference between witches or brujas or ajes and other people. Because I hear a lot of them say, oh, I won't be friends with a witch, because as soon as they get mad at you, the first thing they'll do is throw a spell at you. Let me give you a little clarity on that one, okay? Us real witches, us real brujas, because I am a bruja, okay? I am an age. Us real ones know that when you get mad at somebody, especially when you are not in the wrong, you don't have to throw witchcraft at nobody. Karma always gets their asses back. When you are venerating your ancestors, you already know your ancestors are going to ride out for you. You don't have to do shit. When you are venerating your Orisha, your spirit team, your spirit guides, you don't have to do shit. They see everything and they will get their asses for you, especially when you are not in the wrong. And another thing, let's make things clear, Christians will curse you faster than a fucking witch. Let's get that correct, okay, people? Because you don't need a cauldron, a candle, herbs and all that kind of stuff, whatever, to throw a hex or a curse at somebody. You really don't. All you need is your words and your intentions, which is what fuels any type of ritual or spell or whatever you're doing, curse, whatever. It is your words and your intentions. And those Christians will down talk you, gossip about you, speak so much negativity over you, and their intentions fuels it that they will curse you in a doggone minute and use a Bible verse that you think that they just spitting out, but no, they're actually using that Bible verse as part of the spell. Because let's get it together, okay? The Bible is a whole grimoire. The book of Proverbs, the book of Psalms, grimoire, okay? There's plenty of spell casting that you can use in those doggone scriptures and stuff. You can just tell somebody, oh, you know what, that girl over there, she always, especially that you know how to be in the church, ain't paying attention to what the pastor's saying, but they paying attention to what you got on. Oh, she always coming in here dressed like that. Ain't no man gonna want her like that. That is speaking down on her love life. That is saying and putting that intention out there that no man will ever want her because you don't like how she's dressed. You also don't buy her clothes. You also don't pay her bills. So why the fuck are you worried about it? You need to be worried about what that pastor's saying. You need to be worried about your own life, your own soul. Correct? Correct. Okay. So, I guess that's what Spirit need to be said to me, need me to say, because it is almost time for me to pick my daughter up, and we already know when toddlers get in the car, things get off track. But needless to say, like, everyone's spiritual journey starts off crazy. Everyone's going through something. Like I said, now, you know, I know I've had enemies and stuff before too, just because of my gifts of who I am. Not because I do anything to anybody. It's just because of my gifts. It's because of who I am. It's because they don't have the same gifts that I have. They don't know how to utilize it. Even if they try to steal it from me, they don't know how to utilize it. You can't utilize it because it's mine. You know? And again, like I said, like my mother, who is a Christian, hard down Christian, has been throwing curses at me. Even allowed someone to curse me while I was in her womb, a family member on her side. Allowed them to curse me while I was in her room. See? To where I wouldn't be born. Which is where Oshun stepped in and saved me since birth. And that is why I'm here today. That is why I'm here to tell certain parts of my testimony. Because in Ifa, I'm a child of Awatala. In Palo, I'm a child of Mama Chola. Mama Chola, Oshu. So, Mama Chola is the one that saved me. She's been doing a lot for me my whole life. And my Yah has looked out for me my whole life. Awatala, like a lot of them. Eshu is my A1 day one. Okay? Even though he gives me all types of obstacles and tricks and things like that, a lot of times when he gives it to me, it's never to harm me or to hurt me or to discourage me or anything. It's really to teach me a lesson. And his lessons, sometimes his lessons can be funny, sometimes his lessons can be harsh, and sometimes he just fucks me just to fuck with me. Like move a lighter or something in my home just because. It might not even be him, it might be the spirits in my house, because I am a spiritual being, okay? I am a spiritualist too, at that, yeah. So, but yeah, and she's my A1 day one. But again, like, my whole spiritual journey has been a lot. It has taught me to definitely have more faith in the divine, period. You know, y'all may call him God, Yahweh, whatever. It's still the same God. We say Olodumare, Alofi, Olorun, still the same one. Let's not twist up anybody's religious beliefs just because you don't believe it. That is fine. That is your wellness. And please don't get in my comments with your craziness, okay? Because whatever your wellness is your wellness, okay? Let's not antagonize or get on anybody else about what their spiritual beliefs are. If Christianity sits well with your spirit, that is your wellness. I'm all cool with that. You know what I'm saying? You should have that. If you are Islam, Buddhist, whatever, if that sits well with your spirit, that is what your ancestors practice, whatever, that is your wellness. And I respect everyone's religion and concepts and beliefs and, you know, what y'all think and stuff, whatever. But also remember too that I also require the same respect. So let's keep it nice, let's keep it cute in the comments. But I would like to hear from anybody watching this, like, you know, what is, if you have started your spiritual journey, what has it been like so far for you? Sorry about that, my alarm went off, car's already cranked. So yeah, if you started your spiritual journey, like, what has it been like for you? And if you haven't started your spiritual journey, but you feel like you have the need to start your spiritual journey, what are some of those feelings and things that's been coming up for you to make you feel like, okay, I'm ready to embark on this journey? You know, is it, and we could be honest here, you know, is it because you have other friends and family members doing it and you're just like, you know, I feel like this is resonating with me, but also be careful with that? Because you see something you like, it might not be for you. Let's be careful for that, okay? Or is it because, you know, spiritual's been coming to you in different ways, like you might be right on the road and see a sign, or listen to music and something keeps coming up, or listen to a podcast or TV show and you think, this is how I know I need to make this video. Because I've been procrastinating. Every time I watch something, somebody's getting, it's because I love watching vlogs. I love watching vlogs. So I've been hearing a lot of people on vlogs saying, girl, like, if you want to start this, just do it. Like, don't worry about how other people are going to perceive you and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I was just watching Jada, I think it's Jada Waters. I think it's her name, Jada Waters. And she was just like, she's like, I'm doing a video right now, and there's somebody right here beside me. She's like, do you think when they pull off and they leave from off around me, they're going to be thinking about me? No. They hit me on my head, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been here for the last couple of days. Oh, if you've been procrastinating something, you're supposed to be starting something. Spirit said you're supposed to be starting something. You need to go ahead and start it. And I'll sit there and talk myself out of it. Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, this, oh, that, da, da, da. And really, to be honest, like, I'll be sitting in this doggone school pickup line for about an hour or so sometimes, just watching shit on my phone, which is when I should be able to do these videos. And as nerve-wracking as it is talking around people, because not many people here in Columbia, South Carolina be blogging and stuff. So everybody watching me talking to my camera, I make a video, whatever, it is a little nerve-wracking, you know, because some of these people got to see me every day. Either walking the kids into the school or to the pickup line. One of the two, they got to see me every day. I'm a little nervous, but what I teach my kids is to be your authentic self. My oldest, I don't make her wear her coyote because I know she's not too comfortable with it, and that's okay, because I told her, you know, I'm not gonna force you to do things that you don't want to do. I just, you know, I just told her I really just need you to get your hand, so that way I know your destiny, you know, your guardian, you know, I know how to parent you, you know. And if she chooses to come back to E5 when she gets a little older, because she does dibble and dabble in sometimes, like if I'm doing an bowl, I'm doing an offering, she will, you know, want to participate in sometimes, or sometimes she'll just randomly give her own offering. But I don't force it on her, because when I had her, I was in the church. So what she grew up knowing was Christianity, but she's really starting to see more now the difference between EFI and Christianity. Learning what I'm learning, or I mean as I'm learning, because to be honest, I am a self-taught spiritualist. A lot of the people in my family from my bloodline where this came from has passed on. My great-grandmother was more of a root doctor, because where they're from, back then there was only one black doctor's office, and it was like all the way in Columbia. And if you're somewhere like in Swansea, the country type area, you couldn't really get there. Plus my great-grandmother was Native American, so a lot of the herbs and tinctures and stuff, whatever she grew in her garden and created herself, medicines, herbs, teas and stuff like that, whatever, she created them herself. And so she was alive a lot, I think until I was like 5 or 6. So I did learn a lot of different things from her, from being around her a lot. And then also too, now that even she's gone, that's another thing I love about Ifa, like tapping in and venerating your ancestors is like you've never really lost somebody. So it really made me look at the death of my son in a whole nother different way, because since I venerate him, and I acknowledge him, and I still, you know, show him love, and that I care for him, and that I am still thinking of him, and so is our family and everything. There's a lot of times where he comes to me. I also recently lost my little sister or whatever in a car accident, and so it's crazy that I venerated her before we even know that what happened to her. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to get into it right now, but she comes to me a lot in my dreams. My grandparents do venerate them, but I got to pick my baby up, so I will cut this short. And again, like, comment, subscribe, share, and let me know in the comments, how has your spiritual journey been? How's Liz starting it all?